Am I Bella? Am I the main character? Hi, welcome back to my channel. My mind has been in the gutter as of late. Just burnt out, sad. So naturally, I watched Twilight again, and this prompted an internet dive into Midnight Sun, which is the book that Stephenie Meyer put out a few years ago, which is basically Twilight from Edward's perspective. And I learned that Stephenie Meyer gave us quite a few gems including Bella's favorite movies. So today I want to embark on a journey with you where I poorly and chaotically psychoanalyze Bella Swan based on her taste in movies. I'm running on a lack of sleep. I am unwell. Let's do this. So when I look up how would you describe Bella Swan, the first thing that comes up is clumsy, having a weak constitution, and adverse towards physical activity. Bella is also described as reclusive, reticent, insecure, and very sensitive. That's so criminal. That is so criminal. And then this is how Bella describes herself in the books. I'm absolutely ordinary. Well, except for bad things like all near-death experiences and being so clumsy that I'm almost disabled. So we don't have good things to work with as like a base. However, I want to be open-minded here. I think you can know everything you need to know about a person based on their taste in movies, and who better to judge than me? I'm gonna edit that part out. But yeah, I wanted to be open-minded, and you know what? Looking at the 6 films Bella likes, she's got really good taste. The first one on this list is Pride and Prejudice, but Bella specifically says that it's the 6-hour version with Colin Firth. Now, I thought on this one for a good amount of time, and I solicited the opinions of some of my friends, so I just want to preface that and say that some of my thoughts are not completely my own. The 6-hour version of Pride and Prejudice is the version that most closely resembles the book, so Bella could be a reading girly and probably read the book first. Oh, she definitely did, because she says she's a Jane Austen and Bronte sisters girly. So she's into stuff from the Regency era, which is pretty modest. Like, looking at the mind of Stephenie Meyer, I can see why she wrote this in. Bella and Edward have a modest relationship in the sense that they were never going to be physically intimate with each other before getting married, among other values. Also, Edward is called old-fashioned multiple times. I also think Pride and Prejudice being one of Bella's favorites is very telling of why when Bella first met Edward and he was low-key rude given the lack of information, she was like, she loves banter and enemies to lovers. The next film is Beauty and the Beast, which is pretty on the nose. Bella. Bella really said, I'm Beauty and you're the Beast. I'm the lamb and you're the lion. In my opinion, this is not the best Disney princess movie. You can't possibly tell me that this is the best Disney princess movie when Mulan exists. But anyway, I honestly think this was in there because Stephenie Meyer was like, the next favorite of Bella's is a film that I could not have guessed in a million years, and that is the film Vertigo. Yes, Vertigo, the 1950s Alfred Hitchcock film. I feel like less people are familiar with this movie, so I am going to summarize it, so spoilers ahead. It's a psychological thriller about this ex-detective, Scotty, and he has acrophobia, which is a fear of heights, and he has vertigo. He is hired by his friend Gavin to investigate his wife Madeline because Gavin believes that Madeline is possessed. So Scotty is investigating her, and then he sees her try to end her life, but then he saves her, and then after that they start to form a romantic bond. But then she actually does take her own life, except, spoiler, it was actually an elaborate scheme orchestrated by Gavin to try to kill his wife Madeline and make it seem like she was killing herself. Basically, Gavin hires this woman named Judy to play Madeline around Scotty, but then he actually pushes the real Madeline off a tower to her death. And then Scotty meets the actual Judy, and then he becomes obsessed with her because of her resemblance to Madeline. In the final act, Scotty finds out, and then he takes Judy up to the tower to get her to confess, and then out of getting scared, she jolts back and then falls to her death on accident. Why does Bella love this film? Here's the thing, it's a well-praised film in terms of its filmmaking techniques and its twists, but in terms of psychoanalyzing Bella, the men in this movie are obsessed with the women in this movie. Also, fear and desire are very closely tied to each other in this movie, so I think this might speak to Bella's attraction to Edward. Just saying. The next one of Bella's favorites is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I regret to inform you that I have not watched this movie. I know. Before you type a paragraph, I just want you to know that I have been bullied enough for this. There are two franchises I didn't watch when I was a kid, Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, and now I can say that I've watched Lord of the Rings. However, I still have not watched a single Star Wars movie, and yes, I know, that is blasphemy. I have been bullied by my friends for both, so I know. That being said, I know it's a well-liked film. I also know that it's considered a sci-fi action film, and I only bring that up just because I didn't think a sci-fi action film would be one of Bella's favorites. Actually, action is up her alley since she wanted to watch Face Punch in New Moon. I can't really make clear judgments on Bella since I haven't watched the film. However, if you want to put in your 2 cents and psychoanalyze Bella for this one, take my mic. She did say in Midnight Sun that she thinks this being on her list is basic because everyone likes it, so perhaps she's basic? I'm kidding, please don't hate me. Bella also says that one of her favorite films is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and y'all, one of my favorite films of all time is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Am I Bella? Am I the main character? Monty Python and the Holy Grail is basically the parody of the story of King Arthur's quest to find the Holy Grail. And this one actually confuses me because I can count the number of times on my hand that Bella has actually laughed. No, I kid you not, I went through the first book to find where she laughs, not smiles, not expresses happiness, actually laughs, and it was around 8 or 9 times. And a few of them she was just laughing at herself, and there's only a few of those times where she was actually laughing at a joke. Like, can we just take a moment to read this? The sound of the truck roaring me to life frightened me. I laughed at myself. So I just can't imagine her laughing at an elite British absurdist comedy film. I always thought she didn't have a sense of humor, but I guess she does. I guess I'm wrong and Bella has a silly, goofy side. It's also an anti-movie movie because it breaks the rules of how a film should be made, so perhaps Bella thinks she's a rule breaker and doesn't adhere to the status quo. You could say she's not like the other girls. And the last movie on Bella Swan's list of favorite movies is Gattaca. Yes, Gattaca. Bella was thriving in 7th grade biology class. Like, that was her prime, which not many people can say for the age of 12. Gattaca, if you didn't attend American public schools or you just somehow haven't watched it, is set in this futuristic society driven by eugenics. Your DNA is analyzed and it's classified as either invalid or valid, and so the movie is about this man whose dream it is to travel to space, but he is quote-unquote invalid, so he cannot. So he takes the identity of a man who is valid and he tries to get into the Gattaca space program. But then things get tricky for a couple reasons, one of the main ones being that a Gattaca officer died and there's an investigation open. By the way, you can thank this movie and its casting director for Maya Hawke because her parents are both in it. Again, solid taste. I don't love this movie and I don't dislike this movie. I think what it says about Bella is that she has a crush on Jude Law, and in an alternate reality where Bella didn't become a vampire and she had to get a full-time job and age like the rest of us, she would have become a middle school biology teacher. Yep, that's my psychoanalysis on Bella Swan based on her taste in movies. I hope you didn't take this too seriously because I sure as hell did not. In all honesty though, she's got great taste. None of these films suck, which is a great bar to exceed. But yeah, thank you for watching. This was really random, like I thought of this idea 2 days ago, but I will be making more ranking videos this month. If you like this video though, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment how you would psychoanalyze Bella, or if you also have a favorite movie in common with her. Follow me on Letterboxd, my handle is the same as my channel name, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already.